hold up.
Hi everyone! So it's me, Talia Alban, from Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management. So for this video, I will discuss and answer these 5 questions. So let's start! Number 1, the proper way to handle room keys. One of the most important aspects of hotel security is key control. Without this, criminals or robbers can have access to guest room, putting the personal safety and valuables of the guests at a serious risk. Some security measures that are now being adopted in relation to key handling are as follows. 1. Change from the traditional case to modern electronically operated or computer-generated case. The traditional case that are still in use among small and some medium-sized hotels are made of metal. The disadvantage of this type of key is that it can easily get lost and it is hard and costly to replace. Once the key is lost, even the lock set has to be replaced. This is done to security reasons, since the finger of the lost key can use the key in his possession to open the guest room. Modern hotels now use an electronically operated key that is made of plastic and somehow resembles a playing card. It is filled with small holes. On one end, the door lock could read when inserted. There are electronic keys that are also used to activate all electric lights and electrically operated appliances in the room. Once used to open the room, all electrically operated units in the room are switched on, and once used to close the room, these units are switched off. A more sophisticated key that is now in use among large hotels is a computer-controlled key that resembles a credit card and is assigned a specific code when activated by the front desk. Number 2, this clerk should give the room key only to registered occupant. If in doubt, ask for their guest ID. IDs must be issued to guests upon registration for proper identification. Number 3, never give the key to the guest joiner, visitor, or even his/her nearest relative unless there is a written authorization from the guest himself. Number 4, key should be kept in the key cabinets away from the sight of guests and the public. Keys that are exposed are vulnerable to losses. 5. Keys for lockers and cabinets are to be in the custody of designated custodian or stock clerk. He shall turn over said key to the duty manager at the end of his shift. 6. Key custodian should never lend his keys to anyone nor allow someone to open cabinet and get stocks therein. 7. There must be at least 3 sets of room keys. 1 set for the guest, 1 of the housekeeping, and another 1 for the duty manager. Room boys, chambermaids, or room attendants are given a copy of the room key when they are assigned to do room makeup. Some hotels leave in to the floor supervisor to handle the key and open doors for room attendants when they are scheduled to do room makeup. 8. In receiving the returning case, always log in and sign in the logbook so that it is easy to trace who is accountable if ever it gets lost. 9. Room attendants are advised to attach their key to their uniform so that it does not get lost. 10. Misplaced or lost keys must be reported immediately to the supervisor. 11. If a room key cannot be found, change it or interchange the lock set of the room to another room and floor so that the finder cannot open the door. Guests who lost their key are charged for the cost of the key and the lock seat. 12. Turn over keys with proper endorsement. Let the receiving party sign and acknowledge receipt of said key. 13. If a guest happens to leave his key to his room and requests the front desk to have it opened, it is important that the identity of the guest be verified first. The room should not be opened unless one is certain that he is indeed the registered occupant. In case of doubt, ask for her guest ID for proper identification. Never open room for joiners or relatives of guests unless a written authorization is made by the registered occupant. 14. If the room attendant is asked to open guest room, ask for the guest key just to make sure he is the registered occupant. Number 2, what is a safety deposit box and how is it used? So, a safety deposit box is installed for safekeeping of guest valuables. It is located at front office with desk clerk or cashier acting as custodian. In some modern hotel, the safety deposit vault is located inside the guest room and the key is given to the guest upon check-in. How is it used? A safety deposit box is a small box kept by the hotel in a secure place, which you can store valuable object. Number 3, what should be done if property is lost? Number 1, guests who report lost item shall be assisted by housekeeping staff in searching for their lost item at the lost and found section. The logbook should be checked for the report of lost valuables. Number 2, if not found, the matter is referred to the security for investigation. Security officer gets detailed description of lost valuable, time, place, etc. Check logbook of roving security if a visitor or joiner was spotted during the time of loss. Suspect of thief like room boy, chambermaid are investigated. 2.4 guest is informed of result of investigation. Number 3, lost items left by the guest and guest room shall be surrendered to the duty manager and lost and found procedures shall be applied. The finder fills up the lost and found receipt below and sign it. Then turn over the lost and found item to the duty manager who will keep it in a designated cabinet for lost items. When an owner claims for the item, the front desk shall ask for the description of the item and validates it against the ones written on the lost and found slip. Once the description matches the one on record, the lost item is turned over the guest who will then sign in the lost and found slip. Number 4, what should be done to ensure security against possible threats? Inside the hotel, guest identity, room number, or whereabouts should not be revealed unless advised to do so by the guest himself as when he is expecting visitor. Guests usually give instruction when they are expecting someone. Ask them the complete name of their expected visitor. A stricter measure must be implemented if a guest is a dignitary, VIP, or government official. Number 2, in the event that an unknown visitor asks for the room number or whereabouts of a guest, do not reveal it. Number 3, all calls of house guests should be screened. Number 4, advise guests or visitors, especially foreigners, not to entertain people nor transact business with unknown and suspicious person. 5. Should you notice a suspicious joiner leaving the room of a guest, make it policy to check with the guest for possible thief before allowing the joiner to leave the hotel. Many guests become victims of a syndicate whereby the guest is lulled to sleep with drugs, usually mixed with drinks, and then the visitor robs him of his valuables. Part of the security policy in some hotel is for the floor area guard or a room boy, if there is no floor guard, to alert the lobby guard that a lady joiner just left a hotel room and must be on hold until she is cleared of possible thief in the room. 6. Visitors of guests are required to register and to be interrupted by the security for proper identification and to find out whom they are going to visit and the purpose of their visit. 7. Visitors entering guest rooms are monitored and their identification and time duration or visit is logged down by the roving security. 8. For security reasons, some hotels enforce a policy of not allowing unescorted joiners of guests in the room from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. This is usually written under the house rules of guests. 9. Joiners who are suspect for robbery are held for investigation until cleared of their liability. Number 5. Important notes when we encounter bomb threats. Telephone operator must be very discreet in handling bomb threats and other related calls as much as the security of the hotel and its occupants are at stake. When a bomb threat is received by a telephone operator, he or she should: number 1, keep the caller on the line as long as possible to be able to get as many important information. Number 2, ask important information and note them down in bomb threat call sheet. Question to ask include: where is the bomb? What kind of bomb? When it is set to explode? Where are you? Who are you and why are you doing this? Number 3, inform the duty manager right away and give him the details. Number 4, duty manager will coordinate with the security office or with the police. They have no security office for appropriate action. Usually, a bomb disposal squad is sent to make bomb search. If indeed there is a bomb, the affected areas are condoned. 5. If the presence of the bomb is confirmed, the affected area is condoned and the occupants are advised to vacate the area. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!